You are incredibly good at leaving relationships before you can get left. You probably think that's just a toxic personality trait or that you're just independent. It's not. It's a survival strategy called abandonment trauma. And it doesn't always come from a parent physically walking out on you. It comes from growing up with a parent who sat right across from you at the dinner table, but whose mind, warmth, and attention were completely somewhere else. You learned absence without anyone ever leaving.
Here are 7 normal habits you developed just to survive that quiet absence. Number 1, you refuse to ask for help. Not because you don't need it, but because somewhere deep inside, you learned that needing people leads to being let down by people. So you figured it out yourself. Every single time. You carry groceries in one trip. You don't call when you're sick. You say, "I'm fine," before anyone even asks. The world sees strength. And yes, it is strength. But underneath it, there's a little version of you that learned, if I depend on no one can abandon me. So, if you pride yourself on not needing anyone, ask yourself, is that freedom or is that fear wearing a cape? Habit number 2, you over-explain everything you do. You don't just say, "I can't make it." You give a 3-paragraph justification. You don't just say no. You apologize, explain, offer alternatives, apologize again. You over-explain your decisions, your feelings, your choices, even to people who never asked. Here's why. When you grew up feeling like your presence was somehow too much, or that love could be taken away if you did the wrong thing, you learned to constantly justify your existence. If I explain myself well enough, they'll understand. They'll stay. It's not insecurity. It's not a weakness. It's your nervous system running a program it wrote to keep you safe. You're not over-explaining. You're over-apologizing for being human. The first 2 habits hurt you quietly. This next one, it quietly destroys your relationships. Habit number 3, people-pleasing at all cost. This one is quiet, sneaky even. You say yes when every cell in your body screams no. You shrink yourself in rooms full of people. You change your opinions based on who you're talking to. You become whatever version of yourself you think will make people stay. And people call you kind. They call you easygoing. They say you're so low maintenance. But you and I both know the truth. You're not low maintenance. You're exhausted. You've been managing other people's emotions since you were a child, because the cost of not managing them was being left. People-pleasing isn't generosity. It's a fawn response, a trauma response. It's what happens when a child learns my needs don't matter as much as keeping the peace. You were not born agreeable. You were trained to survive. Now, this next one is different. This is the one that actually destroys relationships. Habit number 4, pushing people away first. You push people away right when they're getting close. Things are going well. Someone is showing up for you consistently. And instead of leaning in, you pick a fight. You go cold. You disappear. You self-sabotage. And then you're left wondering, why do I always do this? Here's what's actually happening. Your brain has a deeply wired belief. Everyone leaves eventually, so I'll leave first. At least this way, I'm in control of the pain. Psychologists call this preemptive withdrawal. It's your attachment system trying to protect your heart by destroying the very thing that could heal it. The cruelest part? The people who trigger this response most strongly
are usually the ones who genuinely love you. You don't push people away because you don't care. You push them away because you care so much, it terrifies you. Habit number 5, fearing silence and being ignored. In the age of texting, this one is everywhere. Someone leaves you on read or takes a few hours to reply, and your stomach drops. Not just mild annoyance, full anxiety spiral. Did I say something wrong? Are they mad at me? Are they pulling away? Is this the end? Meanwhile, they were just at the gym, or driving, or sleeping. But your nervous system doesn't know that. Your nervous system remembers the last time someone went quiet and then never came back. Silence became a threat. So now, any silence feels like abandonment. You don't need constant attention. You need predictability. Because predictability is the one thing you never had as a child.
Habit number 6, apologizing for existing. You apologize for taking up space, and your body does it too. You pull your shoulders in at dinner tables that feel tense. You lower your voice mid-sentence when you sense someone getting bored. You choose the corner seat, the smaller portion, the last turn. Your body learned something your mind forgot it learned. If I disappear slightly, maybe they won't decide to remove me completely. This isn't low confidence. This isn't shyness. This is a nervous system that was once in an environment where being too much, too loud, too needy, too present had a cost. Your body is still paying a debt that was never actually yours to owe. Habit number 7, overachieving to earn love. This one hides in plain sight. You overachieve constantly, relentlessly. You are relentlessly productive, highly helpful, and the most available person in the room. And part of you genuinely loves that. The drive, the results. But if you sit in the quiet and get really honest, a lot of that achievement is fueled by one fear. If I stop being useful, will I still be loved? If I'm not impressive, will anyone stay? You learned early that love had to be earned, that worthiness was a performance, not a birthright. So you performed and performed and performed. Your accomplishments are real. Your talent is real. But you were always enough before the achievements. You were enough when you were small and scared and had nothing to offer. You just weren't shown that. I just need you to do one thing. Think about the habit that made your chest tight, the one that felt a little too familiar. Drop that number below. Because somewhere out there, someone who has never told a single person about this is going to read your number and cry. Because they finally know they're not broken. They're just not alone anymore.